Here we go. Here we go, everyone. Thank you. So a brief overview of our agenda for the evening. 6:40, we're just on time. So we're going to have a short introduction from Marcos Beleche, the board president, and Robin Saunders, also on the board of the Dorchester Food Co-op and the Outreach Committee. And then also us, Co-Everything, which is Declan and I here, your design leaders. And then at 6:45, we're going to do a workshop #1 recap. So we understand that not everybody made it from workshop #1 into workshop #2. So we'll just give you a little summary of what we did last time and the results that we'll be building off of from the last time we got together. And then we'll launch into workshop #2 at 6:55. This is helping us inform our conceptual design process. So we'll go ahead and do some framing for that. And then I'll lead you all into breakout groups. And that breakout group session will last for about a half an hour, and it's really fun, I promise. Some folks last time said it was the most fun and organized Zoom they've ever been to, so hopefully we can top that. And then we'll just have a closing wrap-up exercise where we'll do some polling using the Mentimeter tool, which maybe you read about on the Eventbrite webpage. And then we'll save the last 10 minutes of today's 1.5 hour program for you guys who are interested to stick around and meet the Dorchester Food Co-op outreach team. Okay, so I'm just gonna pass this off to Marcos. Marcos, go ahead and unmute yourself and say hello.
Sure. Hi, good evening, folks. Thank you again for joining us tonight for our second design workshop. My name is Dorchester Food Co-op board, part here, everything. I'm just happy to welcome everybody to our briefly, I'm going to just run over a quick review of what a co-op is and what it is that we're trying to build into. What is a food co-op? A food co-op is a community and worker-owned full-service grocery store. It's collectively started, run, and owned by its members. So if you're a member joining us, this is your store, and hopefully it'll be a store that's joined our also not local. We have some great partners that make that possible already through our many events, and it keeps money local, which is a really important thing in today's times. So I wanted to just quickly share what a food co-op is.
Thank you, Marcos. And now, before I hand it over to Robin, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment so we can do a little thumbs up exercise quickly. So if we're in gallery view here, can everybody still hear me? The Zoom is telling me my speaker is not working. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Okay, great. Okay, so a couple of hand signals. If I'm talking too quickly, can you please do this to tell me to slow down? Yeah, great. And then if you need me to speak up, just say like, raise the roof, like speak up, speak up. Cool, thank you. And then just for a show of thumbs, how many folks have participated in a Dorchester Food Co-op visioning session or workshop before? Thumbs up. Great, thank you. Thank you. Thank you folks on the phone also, or video off. And then thumbs up if this is your first time participating. Oh, welcome. Welcome new members and community members. Thank you. We're giving you a little round of applause. Okay, great. Sorry, I just wanted to do that check. And I'm gonna go ahead and now pass off the screen back to Robin Saunders. So just
oh, hello. Welcome everyone. My name is Robin Saunders and I'm one of the volunteers on the Dorchester Food Co-op's Community Outreach Committee, which happens to be a group of people who just love chatting and talking about cooperative spirit and connecting with other people in the city. As you know, we usually are seen out in the community at various community events and farm events, but this year, because of COVID, we're focusing on a new way of reaching out to folks, in addition to planning one of our events, the Green Future Fest event, also virtual market pop-ups or pop-ups now that we can do that, making calls and planning house parties, which also can be virtual, and fundraising. If you're able and willing and interested in volunteering with us, either on the outreach committee or any other committee, we do invite you to stay for the last 10 minutes of this Zoom. At around 8 o'clock, we'll be staying for just a few minutes if you'd like to ask any questions. Now, for tonight, mission and vision of the Dorchester Food Co-op. As you know, the Dorchester Food Co-op is a grocery store that's owned by the community and the workers. So if you are a member owner, that's you and I and a lot of other people on the Zoom tonight. And if you're not a member yet, we welcome you to join. We will lift up the neighborhood voices to create this co-op that truly feels comfortable to our diverse and vibrant community. That's you and your neighbors and everybody else in the city. So let's build an innovative public space committed to racial, economic, and worker justice to enhance the wealth and the health and well-being and wealth of our community. Cooperation is our approach and justice is our goal.
Thank you very much, Robin. Okay. So, who is Co-Everything? We are your architects and design guides. We are so excited to be part of this team of co-ops cooperating. I am Miriam G. I am 1 part architect, 1 part educator, 2 parts community champion, and 3 parts optimist. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm going to pass it off to Declan. We are in the same room, so you can see we are together, but his screen will not light up because we only have 1 mic between the 2 of us.
So I'm Declan Keefe. I'm 1 part entrepreneur, 1 part innovator, and 1 part cooperative organizer, and co-founded Co-Everything with Miriam, and excited to help you guys with the technical side today, but behind the scenes, we're working on the design work together and putting together all the presentations. So I'm gonna let Miriam run the show.
Great. Okay, so the workshop overview. If you guys joined us for the last one in June, we had our first workshop, which was called Inspire. And in this workshop, what we tried to do is brainstorm as many divergent ideas as possible, like anything goes, as many brainstorms and things we can think of. Now we're in Imagine, and you can see the arrow going down, and we're focusing on some of these ideas, and we've collected over 75 survey responses from our breakout group exercises from the Inspire workshop that carried all throughout the following week. And we focus them into a couple of themes and want to share the results with you. And so right now we're kind of like at the bottom of the yellow valley, and we're going to brainstorm again on those ideas in our breakout session. And then for the 3rd session, we'll be focusing this all into schematic design as we hone in on what we want as community owners of this collective grocery store. Okay, so again, thank you to those who joined for number 1. We brainstormed a lot of ideas, and I wanted to share the recap of 2 exercises that we did. So in 2016, the Dorchester Food Co-op had a USDA grant that allowed us to do a survey with 148 respondents. And in general, the feedback was overarching. We want healthy, sustainable, local produce and healthier choices for meats and bulk grains, etc. So we wanted to elaborate on some of those thoughts. And what we did was a ranking exercise. This is ranked choice voting for 12 departments that you will see in the Dorchester Food Co-op. So this is going to help us inform where we place more of our priority and where we offer some things, but maybe the selection is less because it's less important to our membership body and the community. So after all the ranked choice voting of 75 responses, produce came ahead in first by far, and bulk came in second, which is, grains, granola, nuts, coffee, tea, spices. And then number 3 came in as ethnic foods, which would be grocery items specific to Dorchester residents. And then tied in 4th place was cafe and seating area, or bread and baked goods. So everything follows suit there beyond that, but we just wanted to share those top 4/5 with you because they were so much higher than the other ones, and everything else kind of came in a little bit flatter. So thank you very much for participating in workshop 1 in both the survey and the breakout groups if you attended. Another interesting thing that we did is we did an exercise called conversation starters, where we asked folks to, in groups of 4 to 6 people, start out by talking about your favorite places to hang out in a non-COVID world that's not work, and that's not home, and that's not school. And so people named spaces they liked, and it went anywhere from like Franklin Park to the library to church. And then we asked people to think about this statement, which is the Dorchester Food Co-op. One of the goals is to create an innovative public space that goes beyond a grocery store. So when brainstorming those themes of innovative and goes beyond a grocery store and thinking about spaces and places that we like to hang out, there were a whole bunch of themes that came up. And so a lot of these themes were repeated, and we've kind of bundled them into 8 themes that we want to explore today. So these themes are the food co-op as a cafe or lounge, and think about places to sit and have a conversation, places to hang out, places to bump into your neighbors. The next one was the food co-op as a learning center or a library, which is really about knowledge exchange, and that went anywhere from like social justice workshops to like a recipe library swap. And then the third one that we want to explore today is the food co-op as a produce and bulk market. And although we will be offering produce and bulk, this was an emphasis on low waste, less packaging, and weighing things and just buying the amounts that you'd like. So maybe more like an open market, even though we may still offer the regular food co-op offerings. And then number 4, our theme is expression of the community. So this came in kind of like relating to all the different ethnicities that we have in Dorchester, whether it's Vietnamese, Cape Verdean, Haitian, Chinese, and all of those different cultural events that might go along with that, or like cooking specialties and kind of like showcasing the neighborhood diversity. And number 5, we're going to be exploring the food co-op as an arts space. So we heard a lot of exciting ideas around murals and visual arts and live performances and live music that could happen at the food co-op. The theme number 6 is the food co-op as a growing space. And that could be anywhere from pick your own greens to a seed swap to selling cut flowers. And then number 7 was an ask for event space. So this is, think like movable fixtures, a flexible floor plan, larger gatherings, indoors and outdoors, and then also the idea that people might want to rent out the Dorchester Food Co-op space as an event space. And then number 8 came in under online grocer. So in the wake of COVID-19, I think there have been a lot of shifts that have been happening in the food co-op world and supermarkets and grocery stores in general. We are talking about here curbside pickup, shopping safely, using online point of sales, and maybe like bike delivery. Those are some ideas that we heard. So, I like this. Somebody's mind is blown. And seed swaps and art space. Okay, thanks guys. That's very exciting. I'm glad you're excited too. All right, so those are the themes we're going to be exploring. And just remember those. We'll review them again in our breakout groups, but before we get into our breakout groups, we wanted to set the stage for our conceptual design context. So as Declan and I mentioned earlier, when we outlined the workshop framing, you know, our job as designers is not to just show up and say, here's the floor plan, take it or leave it. Our job as community-driven designers is to hear feedback from the membership body and use that to inform our first design. So as we're thinking about how we inform this brainstorm, here are the things that's kind of like our framework, or this is the sandbox we're playing in today. So the time frame we're thinking of is a grand opening in early 2022. And so what does that mean for us? We'll think about, we're gonna have a 10-year commercial lease. So this is not a space that we own, we're renting it. And also that in general, starting in 2022, let's hope and imagine that there's a vaccine and we are past COVID-19. So even though there may still be remnants of this pandemic and all of this struggle that we're facing here together, we're gonna try to envision ourselves and what we're brainstorming for the food co-op in a post-COVID-19 world. Okay, budget. We are, as you may have seen in the email, doing a capital campaign raise. So we are raising money in donations and investments, and that's going to fund the design, the build, the fit out of the store, you know, hiring, the inventory, and all of the things that go along with starting up a new food co-op. So keep that in mind. The space is at 191 Bowdoin Street, and the place is Dorchester and beyond. So I'll show you a little more about that. Okay, this is the building at 191 Bowdoin Street, and we are going to be the ground floor tenant. It's an affordable mixed-use apartment building that is owned by VietAid. This building does not yet exist. That's why it looks like a drawing. It was designed by Util, and I'm not sure if we have anyone, Eric Fellinger from VietAid or Lisette. I'm not sure if anyone from VietAid is on with us. So this is the building. Think about this ground floor. And for those of you who didn't see this in workshop number 1, we have 6,000 square feet of space to work with that is ours and is under our lease. The yellow area is showing the front of house food co-op space, which is about 4,000 square feet. And the turquoise spot in the back is about 2,000 square feet. We have 24 surface level parking lot spaces at Bowdoin and Topliff. And you can see there's some sidewalk space, which might be for, you know, tables or pop-up events. And there's also this landscape area and a plaza in the front of the building. And we have access to a community room that is owned and operated by VietAid that we can have some events in as well. So what does this look like? 4,000 square feet. This is maybe some food co-ops would say we're on the small side. Some people have compared it to a convenience store. It's about the size of the playable area in an outdoor basketball court. So about 50 something feet by 80 something feet, and we have 12-foot high ceilings. So this is what we've got to work with. Okay. And so before we get into our breakout groups, which is really the meat of the discussion, or I guess maybe we could say the veggies of the discussion today. What we're gonna do here next is for 30 minutes, we'll have groups of 4 to 6 people exploring each of these 8 different themes. So I think I've got everybody back. Let me see how many folks I got in here. 44. So we didn't lose too many in the diving in the deep end. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for navigating and being flexible about being on workshop number 1 or workshop number 2 survey. Thank you for doing your breakout groups, much appreciated. Okay, so we're gonna do a little wrap-up exercise, and we're a little behind, so probably we're gonna end, and if you wanna stick around, it might be like 7:55 to 8:05 if you wanna hang with Robin, Liz, Emma, Ash, and Jenny, and the outreach committee. What I'd like everybody to do now, if you're down with it, is we're gonna go to a website called menti.com. So you can just type it into your phone. And it'll look like this when you get there on your phone. This is my beautiful phone. And you're going to be asked to enter a code, and we're going to answer these 2 questions, and then together we're going to go ahead and see the results live. And I learned about this amazing tool from the Boston Ujima project, Old Roots, New Rules Assembly. So go Ujima, I know some people are around. So again, you can just go to menti.com and you'll enter in 829451. And I'll try to actually drop the correct link in the chat right now. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, here we go. 829451. And now that puts us here. So if everybody's there, and if you didn't make it here, it's okay. You can always chat your answer into the chat, and then somebody else on our side will chat your chat into the Menti. So if everybody can just answer this amazing question, write down one fabulous idea that you'd love to see come to life at the future Dorchester Food Co-op that you talked about in your breakout group. I just wanted to shout out some of these ideas. We've got wall mural, tasting counter with local cooks, sustainable building. That's my jam. Climate justice for designers. Book items for family, and also a local restaurant. Nice. An art market. Bulk produce and Leon. Everybody get a chance to go to menti.com. Check this out. Okay, about 25 submissions. I can see the rest of them scrolling up here. Let me go ahead and reset. There it goes. Okay, we've got getting closer to zero waste, hanging plants, local artist exposition and gallery. In the growing center, I'd love to see the fresh herbs that you can cut and learn about and get an education. Cafe with a library, a green roof, outside space connected with inside, kid-friendly space, local work and exposure for local artists, makers, workers, and chefs, book for business, designated art space, open kitchen, demo kitchen, guest cooks, live plants, 51 respondents. Wow, here we come. Art at the entry for local hero to welcome people, demo area to share food as culture, vegan products, fresh produced spices, cafe and books, curbside delivery, cut your own herbs, and a living plant wall, live music. Okay, cool. So thank you guys. So now you can still have the same exercise, and we're gonna do the next question. Let me see. Do this here. And so all of these will get saved. Sorry, I'm getting a low audio quality, and I'm getting frozen a bit here. But all of those will stay saved, and we will keep them for the next presentation when we report back, and we will share those results with everyone. Okay, so this is the next exercise, which is choosing of the 8 themes that we discussed, and you don't have to choose your own theme. You can choose any theme that you heard. Between cafe lounge, a learning center library, produce and bulk market, expression of the community, an art space, growing center, event space, an online grocer, if everyone can vote in and share and upvote and give props to 3 themes that you'd like to explore further for the Dorchester Food Co-op. And they're coming in. And if anybody's having technical difficulties, feel free to chat it up.
Can you make it bigger, please? Larger?
Unfortunately, Davida, this is as large as my computer makes it.
She can pinch the screen and open it, I think, or I don't know if on a computer if that's how it does, but on an iPad or a phone, you can just pinch it open.
Okay. You may also be able to see it if you click share results. It might ask you to email, so maybe that doesn't work, but we will also share these results afterwards in a PDF along with the slides from today's presentation.
You can read that.
Okay, so so far we have 23 inputs, and expression of the community is the highest, which we love and I think reflects the mission and vision of the DFC. And the second highest is the produce and bulk market. And the third highest is the cafe lounge, which is tied with a growing center. Nice. So thank you all for your inputs. And that was a fun little exercise. So I'm gonna go ahead, since my computer is lagging.
Can I just like pop in here and say that if you go up to view options, you can increase the zoom.
Okay. Oh, okay. In the Zoom bar, view options. All right, great. Thank you guys for sharing. We're gonna take this collective feedback and use it to inform our further schematic design. So I'll go ahead and leave that open, even though I won't be showing it to you guys on the screen. And I just wanted to save a little bit of time here to pass this off to Liz, who is going to tell everybody about how we can stay involved.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us and talking to me privately in the chat. I really enjoy seeing everyone who's come on and interacting with so many people. So just want to end it on 5 ways to stay involved and also what to stay tuned for. So I'm here at the co-op. We only have a working board. Everyone is volunteer run. Everything is volunteer run. If you have anything that you'd like to help out with, there's so many ways to get involved. You can sign up to volunteer and email us at info@dorchesterfoodcoop.com. We normally are tabling at a lot of community events and farmers markets, but given the shift this year and a lot of shifting needs as well, we're moving to phone calls. We're calling a lot of our members. So if you'd like to join us as well to call our members and people in the community who just live closest to the store and kind of get them in on the process too. I know there's been a lot of events going on in Bowdoin, Geneva, and even some I think there's a rally right now going on due to current events. So we know that a lot of our Bowdoin, Geneva neighbors aren't here on this call because they're out there in the streets. So help us, get more people involved in the process in the co-op. Just writing emails, calling, hosting parties, anything fun as well. Yeah, sorry, a lot of things to volunteer with. So, and we're also starting our capital campaign soon, led by Ashley, who's coordinating the first part of it. I don't know if Ashley's still on the call. So there's definitely going to be a lot of work coming up to make this happen and get more folks involved and their input heard. The second way to stay involved is to become a member. The membership is very important. Co-ops are all about having our members be also part owners. And to get the co-op up and running, we also need community support to show that this project will happen and will be financially stable. So the goal is to get 1,000 by store opening and 850 by August. We're halfway through the month, and I believe we just need 6 more members. So if you know anyone who is interested in food justice and community involvement and ownership and the many things that co-ops do, keeping money local, for example, please do share, and they can join on our website, or if you just email us, we'll get them connected too. And oh, Jenny says 5 more members until we get to 850. And then 3 is to register for the final workshop, is where we will see the Co-Everything's floor plans and kind of what has come out of the activity tonight and the activity that was at the first session. So please come, stay tuned for that, and we can participate in another activity as we review those floor plans. And that will be on Wednesday, July 29th, 2020, from 6:30 to 8 p.m., same time as tonight. And the place to register is the same place, the same Eventbrite that you registered for this workshop at bit.ly/tfc-design. Number 4 is to connect on social media. You can also subscribe to our newsletter on our website, but we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And Emma is on the communications team and has done a lot of work with that. So thank you, Emma. And please check out what we have to say on social media, and also more shareable sometimes to your friends. And number 5 is to stay tuned as we talk about the outreach, the community organizing committee, one of the many ways to volunteer, and kind of what we're doing and what you can get plugged into. And Miriam, I think you're muted.
Like a good virtual participant and a bad host. Okay, well, thank you very much, Liz. I wanted to leave the last couple of minutes for any folks who wanted to stick around. I'm going to stop sharing the screen so that we can see everybody in gallery view. And Robin Saunders and the Outreach Committee are going to recruit those of you who are interested in volunteering to help us meet our next member owner goal, 850 by August 2020. Invite a friend. And thank you again so much for all of your input. We understand that you have many things you could be doing, and we really appreciate you spending 90 minutes of your evening with us. And to those of you who have been here before, thank you for coming 2 workshops in a row.